Hi guys, my name is Nadia, and in this video, I'll be discussing why nothing we do is ever a waste of time, even if we failed. I'll be sharing a story about me. I recently closed my business. It was a business that I started in 2016. I had a brand of activewear called Fit Rebel, and the unique selling proposition is that it featured designs that were hand-drawn and painted by traditional batik artists of Malaysia, which is where I'm from. Ever since I started, the business grew and grew to a point where it became a global indie brand with customers in over 45 different countries worldwide. There were also many other highlights in my business. I got to achieve my dream, which was to speak at TEDx. My customers include the daughter of the ex-Prime Minister of Malaysia, which is Datin Paduka Marina Mahathir, and I was also nominated in a local women's magazine as a new Malaysian icon. In 2020, my business suffered greatly because of the pandemic, and even beyond that, when things were opening up, there were still many challenges. Things were not going my way, and I suffered a burnout. And that was when I decided to make the hard decision to close down the business. Since then, I did a closing down sale, I'm closing the books, shutting down the website, and also finalizing the paperwork. Over the past few weeks, I've been very reflective about my journey, and even though it was a failure in the traditional sense, starting my business was the best thing that I ever did for myself. It really reminded me of Steve Jobs' 2005 Stanford commencement speech, where he shared a story about dropping out of college. I may argue that dropping out of university may not be the smartest decision ever, but for Steve Jobs, one thing led to another, which led to another and led to another. And at the end of his journey, when he looked back and connected the dots, it was the best decision that he could have ever made for himself. So back to my story. When I first graduated, I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life or my career. So I did a lot of different jobs with really good companies. I was in recruitment, I did channel marketing, I did business development. I was a decent employee and I did my job the best that I could. But deep down inside in my heart, I wasn't fulfilled and I knew that this wasn't it. When I started Fit Rebel in 2016, I didn't know jack shit about digital marketing. I had to build my own website, figure out branding, do social media on my own. So I took the photos, I wrote the captions, and then I posted them. I had to figure out digital advertising and then maintain and grow the mailing list. And I just had to hustle. I had to hustle hard, make the production timelines, make those sales. Otherwise, I couldn't eat. In 2018, I experienced my first burnout and I decided to take a break. So I scaled down the business and treated it as a side hustle while I healed. Then I got a job as a product marketer in Mindvalley. And I really believe that the reason why I got the job with Mindvalley was 100% because of my experience with the business. They like people who are entrepreneurial, who think outside the box, who are hustlers. I taught myself how to do digital marketing and I grew my business to become a worldwide brand. Through Mindvalley, I got to up-level my digital marketing skills and I learned about growth hacking, A/B testing, conversion rate optimizations, funnel marketing, and I also learned to be a lot more data-driven. Because previously in my business, it was a lot of gut feeling and just the worst way to run a business. And the best part about this whole experience was that I really enjoyed my job. After 20 years of feeling lost and aimless, I found something that really fulfilled me and also gave a lot of value to others as well. I flourished in my role and I got to work on some really cool projects, like being involved in million-dollar product launches, and I was also the launch manager for Vishen Lakhiani's second book, The Buddha and the Badass, that made it to the New York Times Bestseller list. In 2022, when the pandemic restrictions were slowly easing up and the world was going back to normal, I felt a calling to go back and work in my business. So as I mentioned earlier, my business was negatively impacted by COVID, and I felt a sense of responsibility to go back and to fix things. So that was when I decided to quit my dream job at Mindvalley and go back to my business full-time. And as I hinted to you earlier, it was just a lot of challenges. It was a lot of shit, and within 6 months, I was burnt out all over again. Perspective is everything, and I'm actually glad that I left Mindvalley, committed to my business 100%, and went through all those negative experiences. Because with those experiences, I was very sure that running my business wasn't the thing that was making me happy, and that I didn't want to run Fit Rebel anymore. So I decided to close my business and free my time and space for whatever the universe had in store for me. Immediately after I decided to close my business, I was headhunted for the role as the regional growth lead for one of the top fitness brands in the world. Things could not have gotten any better because I'm still within the fitness industry, which is a passion of mine. I'm doing growth marketing but on a bigger scale, and I'm learning and I'm growing and I'm contributing every single day. When I look back at my journey, I realized that my business wasn't the means to an end, but it was an enabler that got me to where I am now. It was because of my business where I picked up skills in digital marketing, which ultimately led me to my job in Mindvalley. And in Mindvalley, I learned about growth marketing and realized that I loved it. And I worked hard, I studied, I took courses, and I just grew and grew and grew, which led me to where I am today. So even though I suffered from a burnout twice and had to close my business, things turned out in ways that I could not have fathomed, and I'm truly grateful. So I don't know who's watching this, but if you're someone that feels lost, burnt out, or discouraged, hang in there. I really truly believe that if you're a good person and going through life with good intentions, the universe has a plan and things will work out in ways that are so much better than anything that you could have ever imagined for yourself. The universe has your back. We all have your back. I hope that you found this useful. Every week, I release videos about growth and marketing, so if you want to keep receiving content like this, hit subscribe and I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. Love you. Bye! Test shot. Ready? This is a test shot number 2.